Hello, I'm David DeCosmo, and welcome to ECTV Live. As we hit some of our holiday-related programming, we have Maureen McGuigan with us, who heads the Lackawanna County Arts and Cultural Program. And Maureen, you brought someone with you today. Who's this?
I did. Elisa Scazzafabo and her lovely daughter Lucy. Lisa's been a long time. She started off as a county volunteer, helped develop things like Art in the Park, which I've talked about,
Right.
and other county events. But now she has started her own PR and event planning company called Anthracite Events with another local artist, Brian Murray, and they are the people that coordinate. We work together, but they also coordinate all of our vendors for the winter.
Okay, now the county has a lot of things that are holiday related coming up, some of which the county itself is involved in directly, and some of which the county is involved in because you provide funding
Correct.
for
Yeah.
groups that handle concerts and things like. Who are some of those groups, for instance?
Well, one of the great things that I love this time of year is the Northeastern Philharmonic always does a lovely holiday show.
Yeah, they're great
so
too.
I believe that is on December 8th, but they can check the website under a NEPA Philharmonic. But that's great for the whole family, and it
Yeah.
gets you in the mood for the holidays, and so that's
Absolutely.
one. But then I don't know if people realize we have a lot of beautiful choral groups around here that always do holiday shows. So again, I don't know the exact dates, but you can certainly look them up. They're now Arcadia Chorale, so they always do
Okay.
one. I think it's the first weekend of December and second weekend of December.
And the county really kind
Choral
of backs
Society.
these groups.
So, and Lyric Consort, so those are three. And Catholic Choral has also concerts. Yes, so every year we give them an allocation because we think obviously part of our mission is to support arts and culture groups. And so, yeah, part of that is these lovely holiday programs. I can also, too, talk about the Trolley Museum programs that we have. But I think there's a lot of groups that we fund. Like the market also takes place during First Friday. So a lot of our downtown business and galleries will probably be decorated for the holidays and have things people can purchase. So that's another event we fund.
You mentioned the trolley. I think that fellow from the North Pole rides the trolley sometimes around December, doesn't he?
Yes, we love holiday. We have a couple things at the Trolley Museum. So for those who don't know, the Trolley Museum is part of Arts and Culture Department, but has a separate staff and manager. But our staff has really created some marvelous holiday programming, I would say, in the last 5 years. So one of the things that it kicks off the Thanksgiving weekend, we run a trolley where people who might be home for the holidays can come in and ride it. But the following week, yes, Santa Claus
I thought so.
is on the trolley. He comes and visits us for 3 weekends in a row.
Yeah.
And that's our normal trolley hours are Saturday and Sunday. It runs, I think we put an extra one on 5 times a day. It does fill up, so
Yeah.
I would suggest people get there earlier. We run at 10:30, noon, 1:30, and 3. And I think there might be an extra one at 9. But again, the Trolley Museum is 963-6590, or we have a website, www.ectma.org. So it's pretty easy to find the exact hours.
Oh, it's coming up, so if you want to take a ride with Santa and see a really neat trolley and learn about some of the things that are going on with the museum now.
I should mention one other thing that was started. The museum looks beautiful this time of year, so there is a trim-a-tree contest that all of the local schools participate in. So we provide the tree, but they make the most amazing ornaments. This year's theme is Winter Wonderland, so I can't wait to see what they come up with. And then there's a contest, so you can come down and vote for your favorite tree. So it's really neat. We have elementary schools, middle schools, high schools.
Is this the Festival of Trees?
No, I'll talk about that later.
That's a separate thing.
That's a separate thing.
Wow, you do have a lot of...
Yeah, we have a lot of cool trees, but it's really beautiful. So that trim-a-tree is at the Trolley Museum. So if you come and ride the trolley, or even just come to see that, that's going to be... And we have a special day on December 14th will be special holiday activities with artists. So.
I like to get down when Santa's there because I tell him I've been good and I tell him what I need.
What you need.
One of the neatest things about the Christmas holiday season is how it takes us back. And for those over 50 anyway, sometimes going back means going back to your local town, the old department store. If you remember the Christmas Story movie with little Ralphie looking in the window, looking for the Red Ryder BB gun that's in there. You know, this is the kind of thing I certainly remember from my childhood. In downtown Scranton, we had the Globe department store. It was the big attraction every year. Thanks to a county effort, it's become a big holiday attraction again. So let's talk about that and what's going to happen with the marketplace downtown.
Yes, and that's where I'm going to have Elisa jump in here too, because we really designed this program together. So there's been a form of a holiday market going back all the way to when I crazily decided to have it on Courthouse Square, and it rained and snowed, but people seem to love the idea of doing it outdoors. And then we kind of traveled different places. I want to thank Scranton Made, our original partner, really helped brand this idea of having a big market downtown. And then as things evolved, we did it first inside the Globe store when it was under construction, but obviously the Globe store was finished last year, so we moved it, we wanted to move it back outside again, but doing it with proper tenting. And so it's when I say it's a tent, it's really a small building. So it's super warm. I'll have Elisa talk about the vendors in a minute, but one of the things that I did with Anthracite Events when they joined us and we rebranded was really trying to make it magical. And one of the reasons we have Miss Lucy here today is to let people know there's a lot of things for kids.
Yeah,
so it's about shopping, but it's also about creating people's memories for that nostalgia. And you're absolutely right about the Globe store. People just have an ongoing love for that. One year we did an exhibit, which Elisa helped coordinate, of people who brought in Santa photos that they remember going to the Globe store.
Oh, that's great.
And so we have little touches that kind of, in the fact this year, we're going to have Mr. Santa Claus in the lobby.
Oh,
so it'll
okay.
kind of pay, now that it's
That
finished,
will really bring it
homage
back,
to
yeah.
But we're also using next door, which was I think the Globe store men's department, but it's now part of the German building.
Okay.
So in there, gosh, there's so much going on. So this year we have a snowman theme. So right, a snow person. We have all kinds of snow, there's snow women too. So if you look at the Globe store windows now, there's all snow people on it.
Oh, there's not only that, there's this huge monster, right?
Right, the abominable. Someone, yes, if you're, hopefully.
This is not a political statement. It just so happens that the abominable snowman is in the front of the county building. So.
Yes, but again, with the theme, and we have these snow people that are made out of wood, the kind you can take your picture, and they are going to be at different downtown businesses.
Okay.
So again, it's a way to connect not only this big winter market, but to get people to think about that idea of the small town holidays and get around and see our lovely shops and restaurants.
What's going to be in this tent?
So I'm going to turn it over to her to
have
talk
in
about
terms
the
of
vendors.
the marketplace, so to speak?
Inside, again, it's a tent, it's a more of a structure, a big shopping structure. We have over 65 vendors at this point. In
65?
65 vendors, basically covering our whole street here in front of what used to be the Globe. Indoors, it's very warm, very heated. We had people taking their coats off to shop last year, although it is outside. We have just so many different vendors. You can have honey. There's honey. There's things for children. There's things for adults. There's lots of great shopping, lots of jewelry. Again, there's sweets. Of course, you have your winter sweets. I'm sure everyone's going to walk away with a nice white bag full of goodies. And we're going to have a lounge in the one area with more vendors. So it's going to be a little bit of a nice first Friday kickoff when we do everything. And then,
what is the date of the?
Oh yeah, we should start with that.
Yeah.
We try to pair it in conjunction with First Friday, which is December 6th, so it'll kick off. And I
okay.
should say it kicks off with the historic lighting of the Globe store building. So at 5:30, the market opens at 5, but at 5:30 we'll have Valley View Choir singing, and they'll light the Globe store.
And holiday lights.
Yeah, so it runs 5:30 to 10, 5 to 10 on that night, Saturday 11 to 7, and Sunday, is it 11 or 12 to 4? But yeah, till 4 p.m. it'll be going on. So as Elisa said, there's a lot of great vendors, fine arts as well, photography, handmade items. I think you can find something for everybody at the event.
the snowmaking.
And now that you've had a taste of it too, I'm gathering you really have that holiday spirit with this. That does take you back to the days when you were downtown for Christmas.
It is, and the feedback that we get even on social media about the things that they remember about being down at the Globe, just being down in the area, looking through the windows with their families shopping down there. So we understand that it's not exactly, getting dressed up and doing it like it was, but I think a lot of people like the nostalgia of it, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think they'll create new memories for the little ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and again, more of the feedback is, we went last year, we can't wait. We're doing this all the time. We've done all these years. We can't wait to come back. So it's nice to see all the positive feedback that we're getting on everything when they weren't sure.
Sure. I'm curious about how you handled the traffic situation, because
That's a good
this
question.
is a main
Before we get back
run
to the
here.
fun stuff and talk about how we design some of the activities for adults and children, yes, that is a challenge, but I think that information is key. So we, work with the police to block off the street. We have a fire lane, so we do all our due diligence.
Oh, all right, okay.
And then, we know it's a bit of a disruption. Both now we have a lot of county employees and clients coming in, so we did meet with all of the county directors to alert them and talk to their staffs and clients. We do tell the businesses. We remind people that you can park, Lackawanna and Spruce will still be open. There's parking at the garages. So, we still think the pros outweigh the cons. But yeah, we're sensitive to that. So I think we just try to alert people in many different formats, social media, newspapers, actually directly talking to people.
By the way, the parking is very reasonable, and I'm going to give a personal example here, because I recently visited Barcelona, Spain. And downtown Barcelona, Spain, you park for $5 an hour.
There
So
you go.
most people do not park downtown. They park out of town, walk in, or take public transportation. Our rates around here are great.
Well, and it's free on Saturday and Sunday. So, again, you might have to park a block or two away, but you don't have to pay on the weekend. So, yeah, we think so. But, another thing with the Anthracite events, they do coordinate all our vendors, but we work together. I work with Elise and Brian to come up with some creative activities that are different. So we were talking about kids' activities. So in the lobby, there's free photos with Santa, so you don't have to pay. They're scheduled 5 to 9 on Friday, and then 4 to 7 on Saturday, and then Sunday, I believe it's 12 to 4. So people can come down and get a free photo.
That's
with Santa.
Fantastic. That's one of the...
It's taxpayer dollars, so we like to give back.
Yeah, that's great.
And then there'll be free activities. This is something I remember from my childhood. Did you ever make a clove orange?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. They are so relaxing to make. If you don't know what they are, they're real oranges, and you stick cloves
It's a
in
blast from the past
Yeah.
here.
But last year was, remember?
It was amazing. Moms were walking with all their baggage, and everyone they were carrying around those oranges. The kids had a great time.
See,
Yeah.
why wouldn't that have continued forever? It's
such a
such a
great idea.
Well,
popular...
it's relaxing, and it comes from this is my history nerd coming out, medieval times. People actually use them to ward away, evil. They thought it would help you stay healthy if you had these. But then it grew. They're called pomander. But they're just a great activity, simple. We also are celebrating snow people, like I said. So we're going to have a make your own snowflake activity, draw postcards. We have wooden toys for the little ones to play with, puzzles. So we try to make it... we're so much in a cell phone world now, which I love, but sometimes it's nice to try to get back to the old-fashioned of just not being distracted, spending time with family and friends, playing the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
So we also are trying, now this will be very weather dependent, but when we were talking, we had a meeting the other day with Montage is going to try and make snow so we can have a backyard area so people could build a snow person. Again, if it's 45 degrees, that may not happen, but we're hoping we can do that. So that's
a
another
great idea.
playing, like you mentioned, the Little Red, what is it, A Christmas Story, the TV show. And then also for the adults in the old German space, you mentioned the lounge. We're calling it a holiday lounge. So Backyard Ale House will be serving some fun, festive beverages, and we have furniture and a mantle and that looks like an old-fashioned living room, and we'll have more vendors. So that'll be more for the older adults. And we'll have a record player.
Okay.
Because nobody gets to play with record players anymore, so.
Oh, they've come back. They've come back.
Actually,
Yeah.
the
Flipping them.
record player's courtesy of ECTV. Or Mark, actually. He's a big record buff. So.
Mark provided this. Is it a wind-up player?
No, it's not that old.
Okay.
Oh, and music. How could I forget music? You can't have the holidays. So we have so many talented local musicians around here that we have a nice schedule of jazz. We have some classical, which I'm excited about. We have some pop solo artists. So that'll be playing all for the entire 3 days.
This
We have
sounds
music.
fantastic.
Yeah. So. But yeah, what are your thoughts? Like, magical is a word we joke around about, so I don't know if Elisa has any other thoughts on the planning or what we're hoping to
Hallmark.
achieve.
Yeah, I suppose so.
That's what we like to kind of, when we all get creative and we're all talking everything, it's magical. Maureen mentions it's magical. We like to push for Hallmark. We like to, and
Sure.
we've had some people say it was just, I like to think that, it's going to be very Hallmarky, magical and Hallmarky.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good use of a weekend time at Christmas time that does bring back the old nostalgic feel, but at the same time lets people get some shopping done if they want to do that, and have some entertainment, and have some crafts and things like that. So obviously, from the start, this is very family design.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
there's all ages. Again, being the county, we have something for everybody. And I also want to mention, getting back to that idea, holiday tourism is becoming a very big thing. Like, people will invest in traveling for the holidays. Like, Jim Thorpe has a big following, and Bethlehem has a Christmas market. So I think that Scranton, well, the whole of the county, but Scranton has such a lovely downtown. It's so unique, I think, and we feel that, and now we have amazing shops and restaurants, and we feel this could grow, where not only is it for our residents, but we can inspire people to maybe come for a weekend, come to the market and enjoy the downtown, because I really want to push how many. It's really, if you've seen Penn Avenue lately, that block is just beautiful.
And if you've been over to the Trolley Museum, which basically shares parking with Steamtown,
Right.
you're going to see license plates from all over the country.
Right.
Absolutely.
Because Steamtown brings them in. They like to go and see the trolley when they're here
Right.
to see the trains. You're a block and a half
Yes,
away from
exactly.
downtown Scranton. So I think the combination of those factors, and especially if you folks work together,
Right.
you're going to bring more and more in. And the bus terminal is right there as well.
Yeah, we think it could be a lovely 36-hour, 48-hour trip. We do work a lot with Scranton Tomorrow. They also have some great things. They have the Small Business Saturday that kicks off on Black Friday. So instead of maybe, not that there's anything wrong with big box stores, but this is a way to celebrate our downtown and the independent business owners.
Right.
We want to nurture and support. So you can come out for that. And then they do a holiday showcase window. So all of the businesses have their windows painted, and then there's a contest. So there's also a lot of other things going on for the whole month. We do have some cool, I forgot to mention the bags. You want to talk about because it has all of our logos on. Because we work a lot with the Visitors Bureau too on trying to develop this. But there's.
So last year there was, how many, we had 1,500, almost 2,000 bags. And they were obviously popular, but it's really nice to see everybody kind of walking around with their winter bag, and
and it's helpful, because when they buy stuff, where do you put all of it? So they're little reusable shopping bags.
They were quite popular. They went pretty quick. So that was, it's really great to see them.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing. Do you have a lot of the local shops that participate as vendors too, or?
Yeah, there are. There are a few people that are downtown that are with us. Note, for instance, we love, and everyone loves Note.
Yeah, we try, that's open. We're sensitive that they're also running their own business, so that's why we try to
Well,
get
you're bringing
people to
people
go out.
downtown.
Yeah.
You're bringing people downtown, and that's a key thing. And you do have these special things. Tunkhannock has its Christmas downtown type of thing, and all of this is good for the community in a lot of ways, and especially because it's good for families. And that's the thing you really want to promote. I just give you so much credit for tying this with, it just so happens that the county moved into that building, the Globe building, but that was the center of Christmas downtown years ago here. So how appropriate to have your tent right there and have all these activities
Oh,
right
you
there.
know what we have? This is kind of cool. You can take a selfie. We have one of the original, I should say that all of the decorations on the Globe Store building are modeled after these older pictures we found from like the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
And so they had the Christmas trees on them. We had to have them custom made because you can't have, they're like really half a tree to fit on the building, but we have one of the original trees from On and On, which is a local business, which is really cool, a big vintage store.
Bless them.
But so we have a little history of the Globe Store. you know, how interesting it is. It's such an old building.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, at one time, I think it employed like over 800 people.
It was a major,
So we
yeah,
have the little
major
history and you can
employer.
take a picture. So yeah, that's another part of these events. And I think a lot of our county events, Elise and I also founded the Bonfire at the Iron Furnaces, which is a fall event. But it's always too about educating people about the area and about things. You know, you come and you have fun, but you also learn something. So
Sure.
that's always a heart of, because I have some fun facts on snowflakes to go with our snow theme. I went down the rabbit hole. You would not know how, snow is so interesting.
Supposedly no two snowflakes are ever alike, like fingerprints. Am I correct?
You're correct, because they all take different paths through the sky.
Yeah.
I don't want to bore people, but if you want to learn about snowflakes, and we just had an awesome speaker, Bob Eckstein, who's a New Yorker cartoonist, wrote a book called The History of the Snowman, which is also an amazing book. So we'll have some of those facts. Things you take for granted and you don't think about are really have an interesting history and cultural story.
Yeah.
So.
I have to tell you, we don't do things under the table here. It's all above board. So
Yeah.
that's the most effective use I've seen of our table since Mark put the flag on top.
Yeah, she's more interesting than my snowflake facts.
It's all about the kids. It's all about the
so
kids.
speaking of kids, Elisa also helped me really build this program up years ago. It's been going on for a long time in Lackawanna County, the Festival of Trees. It originally started at Steamtown, moved to the Trolley Museum, and now we have moved this event to the marketplace at Steamtown, which we really like because so many people can see it for free.
Okay, now, how does that work? I know that because I've seen it in other times, and I don't want to give it away because you have the answers for it, but you can go in there and you can see trees that are just decorated to the hilt. I mean, with themes you wouldn't believe, with handmade decorations in many cases. And they're all sponsored?
Yeah, you got that pretty right, David. So yeah, it's a fundraiser for Toys for Tots, which of course is the Marine Corps that makes sure that all children who celebrate Christmas or other holiday have a toy. So yes, people sponsor a tree. They have to provide the tree, and then they pay a fee. It's $100 for businesses with over 50 employees, $50 for nonprofits and small business under 50, and schools. Anybody can do one.
Okay.
So they sponsor it, and they make these amazing ornaments based on a theme. So over the years, we've had, remember steampunk, if people know what that is. We've had Christmas as I Remember. We've had Electric City one. But this year is something I've wanted to do for a while. It's called Here, There, and Everywhere, Fall and Winter Traditions from Around the World. And I think it's important to recognize both our rich past of immigrants and cultures, but also welcome the new people who are coming
Sure.
and moving here. And every culture, and we learned this working on the bonfire too, celebrates, it's interesting, some kind of harvest or winter festival. So I think that links us more, we're more connected than we are different. The neat thing is we all celebrate them in different ways. So
Yes, yeah.
obviously we have Christmas, which is probably the biggest, especially around here, but there's Hanukkah, there's newer, like the Indian population celebrates Diwali, which is a festival of lights over 4 days. A lot of the Asian cultures have a Lunar New Year, which is known as Chinese New Year, but a lot of other cultures celebrate them. Japan has amazing lantern festivals. So I just love this richness of culture. And so even if you don't participate in Christmas, you can celebrate the trees through your own culture. So it'll be really interesting to,
Well, now I
see what
remember,
people do.
I think it was over at the Trolley Museum, seems to me I got to vote on my favorite. Am I wrong?
Yes. No. We do that. We have a preview party, which is a lot of fun. So it's actually Friday the 13th.
Okay.
But that'll kick off, and again, all the proceeds go to Toys for Tots. But yeah, that's where there's always a People's Choice Award.
Yeah.
So we have judges that do 1, 2, and 3, but then there's always the public can vote for $1. So if you want to, just get all your friends to vote, that's fine too.
All goes to a good cause, right?
Yeah. So I don't know if
Now,
you have any
when will that be going on?
Well, that kicks off Friday the 13th with the preview party, but it will be open to the public December 14th through January 12th. And we did that because a few years ago, people were like, oh, I didn't get to see it. So we extended it because, there's another holiday, Russian Christmas takes place between there. So we feel, the holidays really do kind of go till mid-January, and we want to give people a chance to see it, and 2 weeks just wasn't long
I
enough.
think that's a great idea.
But it'll be on the
Yeah.
second floor of the mall, Marketplace at Steamtown, and like I said, it's open during all the mall hours, so you can go and just, you know, take your family. It is great for kids. There's a lot of really, wouldn't you agree, like the things people do?
Yeah.
How great to have so many nice things happening around the holiday. Our focus again primarily today though is the marketplace.
Yes.
And let's go over once again the dates for that, for the 3 days that runs.
It's going to be Friday, December 6th, kicking off at 5, goes till 10 that night. Saturday, the 7th, it goes 11 to 7 p.m. And then Sunday, it wraps up 11 to 4. So
Plenty to do for
plenty
everybody,
to
plenty
do.
to see for everybody. A great way to enjoy the
I should
holiday.
say we are
and-
looking for volunteers, because
Aha.
that should be done.
Okay, and if someone is interested,
Yeah, I would say give
Absolutely.
me a call, Maureen McGuigan, my office is at the Trolley, so if you call, you have the right number, 963-6590, just ask for Maureen. Or we have a great Facebook page that Anthracite Events does a great job updating, so I would just kind of go to that. It's Lackawanna Markets. You could send us a message. That's probably easier than emailing me. It's like McGuiganM@LackawannaCounty.org. I would say just message the Facebook page.
but now would be the time if you
Yeah.
want to help and pitch in to get.
Yeah, we have a lot of different fun stuff. Short term, you know, you don't have to be there all day. You can just give whatever time you have. So,
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I thank both of you. I thank all of you
Yeah.
for
Thank
joining
you.
us today for this.
thank you. You're always so wonderful and supportive of all events. in
There's so
Lackawanna
many great
County.
things happening in our
Yeah.
communities around northeastern Pennsylvania. And I think the thing that irks me more than anything else is when I hear somebody say there's nothing to do, because
no.
they are so wrong. There is so much to do. Just got to seek it out. And we try to tell
Well,
you about
that's
some
why I'm
of it.
glad you asked about some of the beyond our winter market. There's so many holiday events.
Yeah.
I only hit a few of them, but yeah, you can have fun all month.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
so-
Well, thank you once
Thank
again
you.
for joining us.
Thank you.
And Mark McGlory, thank you for keeping us in
Thank you.
focus. I'm David DeCosmo for ECTV Live. Till we see you again next week. Here's hoping all your news is good.